man.
Oh, man.
Man, that was good, man. I
That was
like
good,
it.
man.
I like it.
Drop it on the ass,
Yeah.
man.
Cool, man.
We back.
We are back. Took a
After-
little bit of week off.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
have some stuff going on.
Yeah, man.
Man, is this like not the longest week ever? Feels like it's been 20 plus days this week.
It's like 20, I feel like we're already in 2022.
It was the whole month of February.
Yeah, man. It was
just crazy.
It was long. It was long. Well, yeah.
Stupid
it was just,
long.
Yeah. Just so many things were just like going on. I don't know. It was weird. It was weird. It was like January was like, boom.
Right.
Done. And then February was
we're
long.
just going to stick around for a little while.
Right.
February,
Which is,
I mean,
for
For
Black History Month is dope.
Right. Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, it was just long, man. It was just.
Yeah, and this
really made no sense how long it
this
felt.
leap year, man, made it seem like it was 40 days long instead of 28 or 29.
Oh man, it was. Yeah, it was extremely long, bro.
Crazy long.
It was just a lot of work. Like, I don't know. For me personally, it was a lot of meaningless shit that was going on, and just a ton on my plate. It was like boom, boom, just.
Right,
Here,
pulling you
there,
in all
here,
different
there,
directions.
here, there.
Right.
Nap. Here, there. And when I mean nap, I mean like going to bed late at night, calling it sleep, but it's really a nap.
Yeah, that's kind of you though. Anyways.
Yeah,
you,
but no,
you don't.
this. Yeah, I know I don't. Yeah, it was funny. I was telling somebody at work the other day my average sleep. You know what I mean? And they were like, I don't even know how you're still walking right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I get 6 hours. That's a great night. And then if I try to get 8, I'm up every fucking hour. I went to bed. I went to bed the other day at 9:30 at night.
That's super early for
That's
you.
early as fuck for me, right?
What's up, Grandpa Dre?
Right, right. I was done. Like I was literally on the couch, knocked out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed. Go to bed. I wake up at 10:30, 11:30. 12:30, all the way up until I have to get up at 5 every hour. And by the time I actually fell asleep,
that sucks.
it was 4:15, and
you
I
were sleeping
finally
good.
knocked out.
Yeah.
I was like,
Nah, dude, that shit sucks.
looking around
Yeah.
like, no. Sunken place, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit sucks, dude. I can't stand that tossing and turning shit, dude.
Yeah.
I just don't like it, you know?
Yeah, it's just motherfucker needs some rest, bro. But it's all good, man. We
But some
grinding.
people, they work on a good 4 or 5 hours sleep, man. They're good, you know? Some people can do that, and then there's certain people that need their 8, 9 hours of sleep, you know, to function.
There's a lot more people excuse me, that are the latter that need, 8 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep.
I'm a 7-hour guy.
Are you?
Yeah, I need about a good 7
Okay.
to function.
Okay.
You know, the more sleep I get, though, man, the worse it is. The more tired I am.
Yeah.
Like if I
that
sleep
happens
for
too.
like 9 hours for weird, random,
right, whatever,
for whatever reason,
Whatever
my
reason.
body just knocks out for 9 hours.
Right.
I'm tired all day.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell? I got 9 hours solid sleep.
Yeah.
What the hell, man?
Yeah. You know what? And it's funny, man. It's almost the less sleep that I get sometimes. Like I'll wake up and be tired and be dog ass exhausted. And then, but once I get into whatever it is that I'm getting into, I've got the utmost energy in the world.
Right.
And then I get a second win. So I'll burst through that, get home, be tired as fuck, start doing something else, and then I've got a second win, and that's why I'm up until fucking 12:31.
Right.
And I got to be up at fucking 4. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a weird thing,
Sleep
man.
is a weird thing,
Yeah,
but you gotta
definitely weird.
You gotta get that rest, man.
Oh, for sure. Yep.
I've been coughing for 2 weeks because of no rest, man.
Well, get
Still
some rest.
coughing.
Damn. Get some rest.
Coughing more than the coroner. You know what I'm saying? Bars, every fucking bar. Hey, I wanted, before we dive in.
Yeah.
I want to give a huge shout out to battle rap and the resurgence of battle rap before we, really dive into what we're trying to do. As you know, I've been back into battle rap heavy.
Talk about diving in. You dove in.
Oh, man. And so...
and then you got me all excited for it. Now I'm going to start looking up YouTube videos
I got a lot of
stuff.
people like, when I was younger, man, in high school and my early 20s, I was big into battle rap. You know what I'm saying? It's really kind of how I got into hip hop was battle rap, and I kind of just fell off from it. But I was the guy that was like getting the DVDs. Like that was me. I was watching battle rap religiously. Like, yo, the Serious Jones of the world, the Arsenals of the world. And then I fell off. And I found this guy, New Jersey Twerk. Don't clown on the name because this dude is crazy.
That he is, yeah.
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. And I saw some clips of some things that he said in some battle raps. So I looked it up. And then after that, I was like, yo. And then to come to find out, the resurgence of battle rap is huge now because of the art form. It's a sport almost. You know what I mean? These are multi-thousand million dollar. Like, there's a lot of money being pumped into the big leagues, the URLs, the King of the Dots. A lot of money being pumped into these battle raps and these venues and these artists. I mean, what the shit that the place that they have to go in order to do this, some of these guys are friends. Right. And they're battling each other and saying the most disrespectful shit about each other.
Right.
And then leaving and going to have a fucking drink and burn one with each other. You know what I'm saying? So I want to give a huge shout out to battle rap. There's a recent battle, Geechee Gotti versus New Jersey Twerk on URL, Ultimate Rap League, Genesis. And I mean, if it's something that, if you're into hip hop, definitely go check this stuff out. URL has a YouTube page, Ultimate Rap League. So if get on YouTube, check them out. Dope.
Man, I just thought, you bringing it to my attention and showing me the videos, and I just, man, the mind and where they take you, it is really cool.
The metaphors, the setup, the artistry of it. Yeah. It's crazy. But,
it's such a cool art form.
It is. But warning, be ready because they're going to.
Oh, well,
if you've never seen like real, and I don't mean fucking 8 Mile.
Right.
Battle rap. I don't mean that shit. I don't mean wilding out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't mean Nick Cannon wilding out battle rap. I mean the trenches battle rap. This is real shit. And but if you're a hip hop fan, go check them out, man. New Jersey Twerk, Geechee Gotti, Arsenal, Pat Stay, JC, Rum Nitty, who's from Phoenix, Chess. Like I can name a bunch of crazy artists, man. DNA, like these dudes are incredible. Shotgun Suge, like crazy. Right. Yeah. So if you're into hip hop,
go check it out.
Go check that shit out.
That's just dope. Yep. Cool, man. Let's dive in.
Let's dive right in.
Well, last day of the month, we're diving in to Black History Month.
Yes, we are.
And this episode is all about women in Black history.
Yep.
And the importance and the different roles and things that they did in history.
Yeah.
So, do you want to start out, or you want me to start out?
You go ahead, man. Go ahead.
All right. Cool.
And I think what I'm gonna do, and this is me personally, is I'm just gonna give people a little bit of tidbits and let them go kind of research.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give them the important stuff.
Sure.
But for me personally, I want people to actually listen to this and then go look this shit up, because I think the more you try to go find, the more you'll actually discover.
Right.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's been so much fun too. By the way,
It's been awesome
to go and research this stuff out. You know,
it's been awesome.
Oh man, it's been amazing. You know, I've learned so much. You know, just because we diverted from the path of, you know, like we were talking about on the very first one, Black History Month, where we didn't want to do, you know, the popular ones that everybody knows about.
Right.
So it was fun to learn, you know, and research and find out all this cool information.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
been dope.
So the first woman I have is Mary Jane Patterson.
Okay.
She made history when she graduated in 1862 from Oberlin College. She was the first woman, black woman, to graduate from college.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyways, she graduated, and then after she graduated, she became an assistant teacher for female department of Institution of Colored Youth in Philadelphia.
Okay.
And then later she taught at a high school, preparatory high school.
Okay.
And then in doing so, she was also the first black principal of this high school.
That's amazing.
From 1871 to 1874.
That's amazing.
1800s, dude.
Yeah.
The 1800s.
That's amazing.
That's crazy.
And the thing is that when you talk about that time and when you talk about these times in general, it was hard enough for a black person to get an education.
Mm-hmm.
Right? A lot of the things that black people learned during slavery, post, and I put up in quotes, post-slavery, because there were still so many fucking issues. A lot of it was self-taught, right? And like I said earlier, if you go and you try to find, you will discover.
Right.
Right? And so that's what these, you know, my ancestors, you know what I mean? Like, that's what they were doing. That's what they were teaching themselves and fighting for their right to be educated, to have an education, which would lead to them having a better life. It was already hard enough for black people in general.
Right.
But women, the amount of struggles that they had to go through for her to end up being a black principal.
And not only that, but in the 1800s, man.
In the 1800s. Right.
1870s, basically.
Right.
That's freaking crazy, man.
That's crazy.
So what you got, man?
I got Phyllis Wheatley.
I remember this name.
Phyllis Wheatley.
Okay.
Phyllis Wheatley was the first African-American poet.
Oh, yeah. I did
publish a book.
That's right. Yep. I did see this. Yep.
She was born in 1753.
Mm-hmm.
She was brought to New England from West Africa, obviously, as a slave around the age of 8.
Mm-hmm.
The Wheatley family, so her last name is obviously her slave name.
Right.
Purchase, and we're going to use these terms because this is the reality of what happened.
Right.
Purchased and named her. So her name is Phyllis Wheatley, named after, you know, from her slave owners.
Right.
And after they discovered that she had a love for just writing, right? Because she would write with chalk on a wall. They tutored her how to read and write. So I guess they did some good by her.
Right.
She eventually studied English literature, Latin, Greek, and the Bible.
Latin and Greek. Dude.
Latin and Greek. Yeah.
2 languages that are
three.
super. Well, yeah,
English,
I mean,
because her native language wasn't English.
Right.
So English, Latin, and Greek.
That's crazy, man, because as far as I know, those are pretty hard languages, man.
Oh.
It's not like it's
For sure.
Even English is tough, man.
For sure.
English is a tough language to learn.
She ended up going to London, UK in 1773 and published her first poems. And then after that, she returned to America where she was granted her freedom. But that's, amazing. Amazing.
Absolutely amazing.
Amazing.
First woman poet to be published.
Yeah.
That's cool.
First,
man. Man, crazy. All right. So, let's see. Next one I have is the first nurse in the United States, Mary Elise Mahoney.
Okay.
So she was recognized as the first black nurse in the United States. She was born in 1845. Before that, she, was just a cook, a janitor, stuff like that, and then began working with women and children in a hospital in New England. And then, so when she was 33, she actually was in a nursing program and then earned her certificate to be a nurse. And then in her 40-year career, she was the director of an orphanage in Long Island, and was the founding member of the group that became the American Nurses Association.
Dope.
Yeah, man.
Dope.
And then and after, it says right here, after her retirement, Mahoney continued to fight for her rights. In 1920, became one of the first women to register to vote in Boston.
That's awesome, bro.
So not only did she accomplish becoming a nurse,
right,
but kept the fight going,
right,
and became the first woman to register to vote in Boston,
which is huge.
It's crazy, man.
Again, woman, hard, black, hard. Put them together in these times. That's crazy.
Right.
That's crazy. That's awesome, man. That's beautiful. Man. That's beautiful. All right. So this is dope. The first bank president.
Okay.
Which is huge because we're talking about financials,
money.
right?
Yep.
So to put somebody black in charge of financials is crazy. And then it's a woman is, again, even more of a feat. And I'm going to, look, fuck y'all, I'm going to say it a million times. It's just crazy. Right. That's why we're doing this episode.
Right.
Maggie Lena Mitchell. She was a daughter of a former slave, and she went to public schools in Richmond, Virginia. She became a teacher and established a newspaper before founding the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank in 1903. Okay. She broke gender and racial barriers just by doing this, right? She later served as board chairwoman when the bank merged with two other Richmond banks. And then the resulting entity until 2009 was recognized as the nation's oldest continually African American operated bank. So up until 2009, it was recognized as the oldest black operated bank.
That's crazy. When did you say it got
1903.
Holy shit, man. Crazy. 1903. It's like unheard of.
It's unheard of.
Right? Because like we keep saying, a woman, black woman, becoming a
bank president, chartering a bank.
Insane, man.
It's nuts.
It's
nuts, man.
And really cool at the same time,
And you gotta really understand the level of difficulty and the many challenges that these women faced. From on a racial standpoint, white people just looking at them because they were black, trying to just further, their people, you know what I mean?
Right.
Further the privileges for their people, give their people something, as a bank, somewhere where you can, put your money in, invest your money, right? The challenges that these women face just being black, and then as women, because even inside of the African American community, you don't think there were challenges from men?
Right.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because that's just the way it is. Like, we as men feel like we're the ones that do this, go to work, we own, we run, you help. You know what I mean?
Right.
So for these women to go out and basically be pioneers, is huge, because I don't think today, I think if a lot of us were faced with the same challenges, we could not answer the bell, bro.
Yeah, they would fold and give up.
Man, fold like an old lawn chair,
right,
bro.
Yeah.
Quickly.
Right, man. Yeah. For sure.
Quickly.
Anybody, would just be like, yeah, it's not worth it, and then just, the stuff that we're talking about here laid way to, all these other people to come in,
right,
and follow behind them,
right,
the true leaders, and change the way, things were operated.
And these are women that aren't talked about. You know what I mean? We kind of touched on it the last two podcasts, last two episodes, is that, there's so much of our history that isn't told. And, we think, I go back to the fucking security system. And we think that this stuff is like brand new technology, when it was actually made years ago, but wasn't put on a grand scale until later. And then the acknowledgement of the person or the people that have actually put the work in, to creatively come up with these inventions and these crazy things, or just be pioneers in getting jobs and having careers in certain positions that traditionally were never allowed. That paved the way for today.
Right.
And for me, my daughter plays softball. Softball was not a sport. You know what I mean? It was traditionally baseball, and that's what it was. And the girls that wanted to play baseball, they had to play baseball. You know what I mean?
Right.
Somebody pioneered. Somewhere along the way, somebody pioneered, and they came up with the game softball, so that my daughter could play, so that I can go to games on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays, so that I can pay money that I don't fucking have to go here and there, right?
Right.
But
yeah,
all these things that we're speaking of, and we're educating on, or just speaking on, these things trickle down over the years to create our lives today.
Right.
We don't move, operate, do the same things without these people and without these women.
Right. Absolutely, man. Like, you just, where would we be?
Sorry for my soliloquy. I apologize.
Nah, you're good, man. You're good. So yeah, you have to, give it up for these women that we're talking about, because they actually, laid out the path.
Yes.
For other people to follow, but not, but also take the reign somewhere along the line. Okay,
right.
Let's keep pushing forward. Let's keep moving this. We need to keep pushing the boundaries.
We got to keep pushing.
You can't stop. You got to keep this train rolling.
Right.
And I think that's what's so important, because
it's huge.
Inspirational.
Yes.
And
I agree.
When you look at this, it's very inspirational.
It is.
To read this stuff and to research it.
Yeah.
And it's inspiring, to me as well.
It is.
It
is.
So, all right, man. So on the next one, Claudette Colvin.
Okay.
So before Rosa Parks, Claudette Colvin, then 15, was arrested for not giving up her bus seat to a white person in Montgomery, Alabama.
Before Rosa Parks.
Before Rosa Parks.
Okay.
Yep. So she was before Rosa Parks. So I think this is really interesting because we give a lot of credit to Rosa Parks.
And we should.
And I'm not saying we shouldn't.
Right.
But she is actually 10 months before Rosa Parks.
Right.
In 1955, she was only 15
That's crazy.
years old.
That's crazy.
When she said, "No, I'm sitting here."
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. And then, so she, other women challenged the law in court, and then civil rights leaders, pointing to circumstances in Coleman's personal life, thought Parks would make it a better icon for the movement.
Wow.
So the Rosa Parks thing happened, which is, like we said, big.
Huge, right?
But
before that.
But it's interesting that civil rights leaders said, no, we're going to go the Rosa Parks Avenue because of maybe the face. I don't know how the discussion that they had.
They might dig up some dirt.
Right. Well, I mean, she was 15. She probably had a little bit of spunk, obviously. Right. And was like, get the fuck out of here.
Right.
This is my seat.
Right.
You ain't taking my seat.
Right.
Right.
And,
who knows, like, exactly why, So anyways, yeah, I just thought that was interesting that this was before Rosa Parks. And so I thought I would give her a shout out.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's so fire for it to be a 15-year-old young lady, just because how hard are things when you're a kid in just in general, and for you to stand up and be like, nah, I'm good.
Right.
You know what I mean? That takes some guts, man.
Oh,
that takes some huge guts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
So that's awesome. That's awesome. And it is kind of interesting that, they looked at both situations and said, we're kind of riding with Rosa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I get it. Because you know what?
And it could be, too, that she was so young because she was 15, and it
Yeah.
could have been, 15, 16 years old. Yeah. And,
Right.
Because, that she was going to be strung through the mud, basically.
Oh, yeah,
and,
for sure.
And maybe Rosa Parks had a better,
support system. Or
yeah,
whatever.
or she was a little bit older and, can handle,
whatever was going to come.
Right. Come back her way.
Right. All right, man. Alice Dunnigan.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The first black woman that was a White House correspondent.
Oh, all right. Nice.
Now, this is dope, right? Because we're talking about politically top of the food chain.
Top of the government.
So she was mostly ignored during White House conferences, news conferences, until J.F. Kennedy became president. John F. Kennedy. That's when Jet Magazine in 1961, so not that long ago, ran the headline, Kennedy in, Negro reporter gets first answer in 2 years. That was the headline.
Dang.
So she was a reporter, right, there for years and got ignored. She would ask a question, next question, or not even say anything.
Right.
She was born in 1906 in Kentucky. She was the daughter of a tenant farmer and a laundress. She began penning columns at 13 years old. So
13.
Crazy. So now let's go back to the previous, right? These young ladies started early.
Man, it's okay. Look, think about when you were 13 years old.
Shit.
What the hell were you doing at 13?
I don't know.
You
running the
ate
streets.
penning journals.
I was.
You were doing journalistic
I wasn't doing
work.
columns. Yeah.
Right. That's crazy, man.
That's
Yeah.
dope. That's fire.
Oh man,
It's
that's
fire.
really cool.
Graduated from Kentucky State University, and then she taught for 18 years in Kentucky before moving to Washington. In 1947, she became the chief of the Associated Negro Press and the first African-American woman accredited to cover the White House.
That's dope, dude.
In 1947. So that's dope.
Yes.
1947.
1947.
Worked there for years. And then it wasn't until what was it? 1961. And maybe people had answered her, but she hadn't gotten an answer in 2 years.
Right.
Then 1961.
But the persistence of that, of continuing to
never giving up.
Never giving it up.
I'm showing up
Let's go back again.
Week.
Right. These women did not give up.
Sir, Mr.
Right.
President.
Right.
Cheryl. I'll take Cheryl over here.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the thing, man, is the persistence. Women are strong, bro. Women are so strong in the things that they have to deal with on a daily basis. Like, we ain't shit, bro.
Right.
We really ain't. We got to shoulder, and look, we got to shoulder a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe we'll do an episode about men's issues. But women got to really, really, really grind it out, dog.
Right.
That's crazy. For you to be ignored for 2 years and still show up.
Right. I think we have an interesting perspective on this because, obviously, you're married, have a wife, and then you have 3 girls. Well, I grew up primarily with 3 women.
You did.
And we see it from their perspective.
Yes, very much so.
And you have an understanding, you have an appreciation of what they have
very
to
much so.
Yeah. Go through, what they have to fight through, stronger, harder, so I think our perspective on it is just we can see the side of it. We don't necessarily understand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, because we're not living it.
Right.
But
We sympathize. We can't empathize
Right.
because we're not in that position.
Right. So very cool, man.
Dope.
Yep.
Dope.
All right. I'm going to struggle with this name.
Okay.
Because Wangari.
Wangari.
Magari.
Mathai.
Mathai.
Okay.
The first
Talk
black
about it.
woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Damn
How
right.
dope is that, man? That is so cool.
That's fire.
Yep. Was honored in 2004 for standing at the front of the fight to promote ecological, viable social, economic, and culture development in Kenya and in Africa. She's got her bachelor's and master's degree in American universities and doctorates, and founded the Green Belt movement and the largest tree planting campaign in Africa. And she's been recognized as hero of the planet.
From Time Magazine.
Yeah, from Time Magazine.
That's fire.
And I just so dope, man, that she's won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Yes.
For all of her environmental work.
Yeah.
Not just in this country, but in
Africa. Yeah.
In other countries.
Yeah.
And just so dope, man. How could you think of, you think about winning the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, I mean,
and you win the Nobel, that's the top prize you can win
for doing something that is, again, your passion, right?
Mm-hmm.
For just trying to make the world a better place.
Yep.
There's certain things where you make music, you play sports. There's a championship. There's a Grammy. There's an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
There's there is an achievement, an award that you hope to get to. Most people do if you're in those types of professions. But you're just going about your daily business and doing the things that you love to do. And
yes.
she was just trying to make the world a better place. Boom.
And making it a better place.
And she was.
Yeah.
And she was. And to be recognized for that, I think is huge. And we really have to, tip our hats to that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And give a round of applause to people that and women and black women that are, that are making this world a better place.
Yes. Yeah.
Behind the scenes. So dope.
Yep.
I mean, shit, I probably ain't getting no Nobel Peace Prize. I'll tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing about me peaceful. You know what I'm saying? No, it's fine. That's my battle rap voice right there. All right, dope. So we're gonna go to the first in space.
Oh man, you stole my last one, man. That was my last one.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna let you have that one then.
Okay.
I'm gonna let you have that one.
Because come on, man, I love space. I got to talk
no.
about space.
No. I'm gonna let you have that one. I'll take this one. I'll take this one here. Wilma Rudolph.
Okay.
Fastest in the world.
Oh yeah.
Wilma Rudolph was dubbed the fastest woman in the world, and in 1960 became the first African American woman and the first American woman to win 3 gold medals in track and field at the same Olympic Games.
3 gold medals.
The first. The first African American and the first American woman to win 3 gold medals at the same Olympic Games.
Damn.
She went. She
killed it.
She killed that shit.
She killed it. She didn't just kill it. She murdered it. Yeah.
She burned.
Yeah.
She killed that shit.
Mm-hmm.
She also championed civil rights. She refused to attend a segregated homecoming parade in her honor. So when she got back home, they, had a parade for her, but it was segregated. She refused to go because here she was in the Olympics, playing, running for our country. The first, again, not just African American woman, but the first American woman,
right,
to win 3 gold medals in the same Olympics. And now she comes home and there's division over whether she should be honored or not. Like,
right.
How?
Right.
She just
won it
did for the country, bruh.
Right. She did.
That's how it was. She later earned a degree from Tennessee State University and was inducted into the U.S. Olympic Hall of Fame. So,
nice.
And you damn sure better be.
Right.
If you're the first
American
woman and win them 3.
Yeah. 3 gold medals, too.
3.
3
gold medals.
You imagine winning 3 gold medals, man, in the Olympics, in any kind of sport?
Oh, shit.
Like in the same Olympic.
Yeah, that would be like if you playing ball and you get the MVP. If you playing basketball, you get the season MVP, win the championship, and then get the playoffs MVP, the championship MVP. Like, to get all 3, I don't. Matter of fact, I should look that shit up. I don't know if it's ever been done.
Right.
Because a lot of times the season MVP doesn't win
the championship.
MVP. Well, maybe Michael Jordan. Probably Michael Jordan.
Maybe.
Michael Jordan had to do that shit.
We'll have to
Michael
look
Jordan
that one
had
up,
to
man.
do it.
It sounds logical, but it might not be, though.
Again, to be a woman,
right,
black woman, go out there and ball your ass off and win 3 gold medals and be the first, not just American woman, but the first African American woman, or vice versa, excuse me, not just the first African American woman, but the first American woman to do so is crazy. It's crazy. And then again, to come home, like, this is why we're having this conversation, because these things happen at a time where, again, black people were not accepted in certain roles in America. Okay. And they were appreciated, but from a distance, most of the time from white people in America. Right. From most white people, not all. Yes. So, and then for them to be women again, and I'm going to drive this point home as much as I possibly can, for them to be women, you are not allowed to do that. Right. No. You sit your ass in the kitchen. You have my fucking meal ready when I get home. Right. And still to this day is a large stereotype
Right.
Of you stay home, I go get the bread. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that if that's the way you choose to live your life, right? Choose the way, if that's the way you choose to do things. But they were not allowed to do these things and were judged heavily. There's no way.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way. And all she did, like I tell my daughter, she put them burners on.
Right. Put those wheels on her,
put
man.
them burners on.
Yep. And just ran.
And won 3 of them things.
Right. 3 of them. Damn.
Okay. I'm gonna let you have this one, bro. This one is all yours, player.
So the first in space.
The gray space.
No, the gray space. Yeah. May Jemison. Am I saying that right? Jemison.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. An engineer, physician, and a NASA astronaut. The first African-American woman to travel into space in 1992.
Shout out to that, bro.
Dude, okay, so...
Hold on.
Okay.
Can I add something?
Add whatever you want.
Just real quick, and then you dive in. She began studying at Stanford University when she was 16, dog.
Right, yeah.
We're not just talking about no regular-ass university. We talking about Stanford.
Right. At 16. Again, what were you doing at 16? I tell you what, I wasn't at Stanford. I wasn't studying at Stanford. Oh, man. But if anybody knows anything about me, man, I love space shit.
Yes, you do.
And I'm envious that she got to go be an astronaut and go up there to the International Space Station, do some work, do her thing.
Yeah.
And kill it up there in
92, bro. We're both alive.
Right. And she's still doing it today.
Still doing it.
I'm sure she's still working at NASA. I didn't or still doing studies of her engineering and stuff like that, Right. But damn, man, to see the planet from the space station has got to be one of the most incredible things.
Crazy.
But also to do, again, what you love to do, Yeah. She was killing it at 16 years old.
16 years old, Stanford.
Just straight up killing it and doing what she loved to do.
Got a doctorate
and paving
in
the
medicine from Cornell in 1981, which again is, great university. She joined the program in 1987. I was born in 87. You know what I'm saying? And man, and she was afraid of heights.
Go to space and afraid
She
of
went to
heights?
space and was afraid of heights.
Oh, man.
Some of you niggas won't even get on a diving board.
Oh, man. True, man.
Right?
I won't get on it. Hey,
shit. I ain't fucking with the Grand Canyon, bro.
But for different reasons.
I be looking at the Grand. I go to Grand Canyon, I'll be like 20 feet away. It looks beautiful down here. Yep, sure does. Mm-hmm. From way over here. Yep. Stand on the trail, man. Fuck y'all.
But good for her, man. Like, just so inspiring, man. Like, just like we've been talking about, man. Doing something that you love to do and paving the way for other people.
Yes.
Other females, other black women to pave the way, to keep going, to push that envelope forward, and and keep pushing it forward.
Yes.
And can you do it better? Do it better than me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
I think we all can take that attitude though of here, I laid some sort of foundation, keep building on it. And
and I think especially when you have, again, drive the point home again, when you have the hardships that these women face as black people and as women, and the compounded effect that had on the struggles that they had to face. I think when they lay these foundations, and that's why I say we cannot handle the things that these people went through.
Right.
We think our lives are tough, and they are. But
Yeah, but not like, I mean, they ain't tough like that.
No.
That's for sure.
No. You're getting shut down everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So there's no excuses.
And just keep pushing. You know,
There's
you just
no
keep
excuses.
Yeah,
There's no excuses.
Yeah, you just keep pushing. And
you got to keep grinding, man. Because if they did it, and they did it in the 1800s, in the early 1900s,
1700s,
in the 1950s,
right,
in the 1700s, and
right.
then up until 1992,
right,
1987, 92.
Mm-hmm. Crazy, man.
Like they're still first happening in 92.
Right.
You know what I mean? So don't give me this. Oh, that shit was a long time ago, man. That shit is still important and still resonates today.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
absolutely.
Shout out to those women, and there's plenty more. There's plenty more, and I
encourage everybody, please just go Google it. You know, it doesn't take that much time to just type something in and read something. You know, I mean, if you're reading stuff anyways, read up on it.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
Get a little bit more educated. I'm glad I got more educated on this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this has been really eye opening for me because everything I was taught in school was
or weren't taught.
Or well, exactly. What you're not learning about this stuff. You know, this is fun. This is good stuff to learn. Awesome. You know,
it's been awesome,
and it's very inspiring. Even to this day, it's inspiring.
And you know what, and I have a challenge for the rest of 2020. Continue to find and discover. Don't let Black History Month and we're, you know what, I have a challenge for us. Maybe we continue to maybe just bring up from time to time some cool shit that we find.
Right.
We'll
do that
on history in general and Black history, and you know, some things that aren't shown or taught in our normal history books. But I challenge everybody to go out there, find the truth. Mm-hmm. You know, find our history, because a lot of it is buried and a lot of it is hidden because
for whatever reason
they only want you to know certain things. Right. So
yeah.
Go out there and find it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Go out there and find it.
Cool, man. Well, we're not doing an album review this week, man.
Yeah, not this week.
You know,
there was a lot of trash music that came out.
There was a lot of type of music out there, and we were busy. We were,
throw it in the can.
So we're gonna do Black women in music. And I'll have you start this one out if you want. Or you want me to start out? I'll start out if you want.
Go ahead.
All right. I got to give a shout out to Billie Holiday is my first one.
Okay.
Now, I love jazz, dude. I'm going to, you guys are going to probably get sick of me, even on What You Heard, new show on Gray Space YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'm throwing jazz in there. I'm always
shout out to what you heard, man.
I'm gonna keep throwing jazz out there.
You should.
Jazz is one of my favorite genres of music. It is. I just love it. So I have to give a shout out to Billie Holiday.
Yes.
Now, not only do I love her music, she was also the first Black woman to play with a white orchestra. In I could look it up. I believe it was here.
That's dope.
Yeah, I think it was like in the 1930s, actually.
Yeah, shout out to Billie Holiday, man.
In 1938 is when she worked with the first white orchestra and killed it. And if you don't know who Billie Holiday is, go check her out. There's even some dope remixes. If you're not really into that much jazz, people put like hip hop beats behind it, which is still kind of cool. Mm-hmm. But I would recommend the original stuff, her original work. Still fire, man. I love, and her voice is so unique too.
Yes. Billie Holiday is obviously one of the greats.
And as I was researching too, I wasn't going to really bring this up, but I'll bring it up anyways. But she really struggled, you know, with drug problems and stuff like that. You know, and she grew up really bad. Like she grew up in bad neighborhoods, bad. You know, it just had a rough life. Yeah. But the music, it's really kind of interesting, man. This is another topic we can actually go down, but it's really interesting when people live and struggle through life, any kind of artist. Yeah. Usually some of the best work comes from that.
Because of the pain,
that struggle, you know?
Pain and the struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I think I'm gonna ride with Nina Simone.
Okay. Nice.
And Nina Simone. One, you know, not just a great artist, but an activist. Strong-willed, great music. And a pioneer and a staple in Black history. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I don't know how many times Nina Simone has been brought up in a hip hop song. Probably over 100 at least. Nina Simone. Shout out to Nina Simone.
Yeah, shout out, man, for sure.
I got another one, man.
Okay,
I'm going off the top.
I have a couple more.
I'm going off the top.
Yeah. I got a couple more.
I'm gonna go off the top, man. I'm gonna go off of what I know. Lauryn Hill.
Yep.
Lauryn Hill, man. You know, obviously had some issues musically and outside of music where she kind of disappeared. But Lauryn Hill, you know, came out at a time where women's hip hop was very sexually oriented, sexually driven.
Yeah.
Right. And this is not to take away from the Foxy Browns and the Little Kims, because fire MCs. You know, for me personally, Foxy Brown was one of the best. But right. Lauryn Hill kind of came out, Refugees, you know, the Fugees came out in that era and was doing something totally different than what they were doing.
Totally different.
And was able to sing and spit bars. And I think the only thing with Lauryn Hill, man, was like the catalog. Like, I just wish she would have just kept diving in the catalog, selfishly as a consumer. But yeah, Lauryn Hill, man, I think she kind of, I think she doesn't get enough credit for what she did too, because she was like one of the first to be singing and spitting and was fire at both. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Like not a lot of people were doing that. The Queen, Miss Queen Latifah.
Right. Yeah.
Right. You know, MC Lyte was spitting, but MC Lyte was a spit, like,
going back
she was a bar spitter. She was really
Queen Latifah has some good jazz too, man.
Queen Latifah,
she's
right?
all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to give a shout out to the Queen and the way she transcended into acting and becoming almost a mogul, not almost a mogul in the entertainment industry. So we got to shout out the Queen, Lauryn Hill, MC Lyte.
Right. So, how about Aretha Franklin, man?
Oh, of course.
RESPECT.
Oh, of course, the Queen, Aretha, man. Of course. We could go down the list, man. Shaka Khan.
Erykah Badu for me.
Erykah Badu. Oh, let's talk about Erykah Badu.
Let's talk about
Let's
Erykah.
stop right there real quick. Because this is more, you know, I can talk about the older, you know what I mean? And I can talk about the old school. Erykah Badu changed the sound.
I was just going to say unique.
Of R&B for women.
Very unique, yes.
Changed the sound of R&B for women.
Right. Yeah, man.
When we talk about not having this, if it wasn't for this, we don't have Ari Lennox if we don't have Erykah Badu.
Right.
And Ari Lennox is fire. Fire. Without Erykah Badu, no such thing.
Right.
Her the uniqueness of her voice and her range is crazy. And she's also a man whisperer and can basically change the life of any man that she's with. So, shout out to Erykah Badu. I don't know what she done changed. Common, Andre 3 Stacks. She done changed all these motherfuckers.
Right.
You with Erykah Badu, you're a fucking legend after that. You know what I mean?
Right. I also want to give one more shout out, man, to something, because you said Ari Lennox and made me think, and her. I love her, dude.
Bro.
And I think she's one of my favorite new R&B, like newish R&B.
Yeah, man.
Like, I think everything she touches right now is gold to me. Just absolute gold. Like that Stormzy, the Stormzy song she's on.
Yeah, if you give me just 1 second.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? I'm over here cracking.
Yeah, but your daughter's humming it,
Right.
And, so not only just her own music, but also her features.
Yeah,
she's one of my favorites, new artists.
I want to shout out Rhapsody, bro.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Rhapsody.
I knew we were going to go down a rabbit hole.
Well, good.
Yeah, man.
But I mean, these are
it.
amazing. Like
these
are amazing artists that I love to listen to. Rhapsody's been around for a while, and a lot of people have not given Rhapsody her respect and her just due and her just desserts. And I'm so fucking glad that after her album Eve, that she's finally getting her fucking dues, because Rhapsody can spit with the best of them, and she's talking about some shit.
Right.
Like, Rhapsody is hard, bro. If you're a hip hop fan and you have not listened to Rhapsody, she's been around for a minute.
Right.
Like not forever, but she's been underground, and the real hip hop motherfuckers have always respected her.
Right.
And she's been on numerous songs with a lot of people.
Right.
So I want to give a huge shout out to Rhapsody, bro.
Yeah, man.
Her, Rhapsody, Ari Lennox, Baby Rose. Like, I can't wait to hear some more from Baby Rose. Man, there's so many.
There's so many we could go down, but
so do us a favor this week and listen to a black female artist.
Yeah.
Dive in,
man. Do it. There's so many good ones out there. Do some research on Black history, on women, and on the inventions that we talked about. There's so many interesting people out there that have paved the way for a lot of other people.
For sure that.
So, but yeah, man. Got anything else?
I don't, man. Hey, you know what? Sorry we took a hiatus.
Yeah, a little bit of hiatus. Yeah,
we gotta do shit, bro.
Right.
Families, and shit. But we back. And as always, and I know, this is the motherfucking gray space.